This is a combination of two short video clips that I've already shot in the past, not specifically for this program, but I like them, and B'ezrat Hashem, I hope that you like them as well. In one of them, I explore this Perek in a canyon in Midbar Yehuda. Important to note, the actual Perek is talking about a canyon east of the Jordan, but I don't leave Eretz Yisrael, Baruch Hashem, so I can describe the phenomena with footage from regularly dry desert canyons on our current side of the Jordan. We'll be discussing flash floods, and as such, I connected a second video to the first where I go on to explore the actual flash flood on site. Please note, this should only be done with proper safety precautions. I hope that you enjoy.
Hey everyone, I'm here in Nachal Og in Midbar Yehuda, the Judean desert, and I'm here with my son, Ben Sion Yedidia, who's learning this year Melachim Bet. And we're in the middle of this hike, and this is kind of crazy, okay? We just climb down this thing. Sometimes people climb up it. And on the top, there's a gev, which is basically a pit of water. We actually have one here too. This is water from a flash flood. Okay, not now, obviously. We have to be very careful this time of year in the winter to check and make sure that there are no flash floods in this area. And when it does flood, so then the water comes down the waterfall, the dry waterfall most of the year, and fills up this area, and it becomes what's called a gev, which is basically like a pit of water, a seasonal pit of water. And the reason I brought him here now is because he's learning Sefer Melachim. And when you look at the beginning of Sefer Melachim, Perek Gimel, we have an awesome story here. Moab, the king of Moab, decides that until now he had been paying taxes to the king of Israel. And since a new king was in town, he said, you know what? Let's see, maybe I don't have to anymore. But the king of Israel decides to team up with the king of Yehuda, and actually with Edom as well. And they go on a sneak attack, a raid. They go in the opposite direction of what the king of Moab would have thought. Again, take a look at the map, at the Perek Gimel on the map to understand that. And they try to sneak up on him. The problem is that it takes 7 days of going through an area with basically no water. And they run out of water. And they realize they're doomed. They might not even make it to fight Moab because they're going to fall apart beforehand. And they call and they find Elisha's nearby and they go to check with him. And he says, really, I wouldn't even speak to you. But since the king of Yehuda is with you, he says to the king of Israel, I'll speak to you. And he says to him, okay, there's going to be, he has music played, and he gets into a trance of Nivuah, which by the way is amazing, just shows the power of music, right? And the right music, okay? I don't think he was playing rock and stuff like that, but the right music can raise a person's level of spirituality up to the level of Nivuah. Vaya kenagena menagen, v'tiya lav yad Hashem. And so the musician was playing music, and Hashem's spirit came to him. Vayomer ko amar Hashem, aso hanachal hazeh gevim gevim. This nachal, which is a dry riverbed, is going to be filled with gevim, like we just saw. It's more than a puddle of water; it becomes little pools of water, which is fresh water. Although this one I wouldn't drink from. If you do drink, again, this has been here for at least a few days, and if you do drink from it, you definitely want to boil it or something beforehand, get rid of parasites. Only in emergency situations. Don't drink that because it looks good. Either way, Kicho amar Hashem, lo tiru ruach velo tiru geshem v'anachal hu yimale mayim ushatitem otam umiknechem uvehemtchem. So you're not going to see any wind. You're not going to see any rain. But it's going to be filled with water. How does that happen? How can it be filled with water? We're not talking about springs. We're not talking about wells. We're talking about something that's naturally filled by rainwater. So it's not rainwater. It's from flash floods. That means it's raining out in the mountains. And here it could be a beautiful day, not a cloud in the sky. And all of a sudden, water comes pouring through here from the rain in the mountains. Okay? And that's how these gevim are filled up. Gevim just like the one that I just showed you. And the one above, which is actually a nicer one. It's literally this Perek coming to life. Okay, and this is out in the Judean desert. Again, if you're studying Tanakh, which I hope you are. If you're not, so then pick up one of these. Okay, open it up, start learning. And if you are, come check out the land. Come see the Psukim coming to life. Really cool stuff. Enjoy. We're out in the desert by Einav Dat. It's very windy, but you can already hear from a distance the flash flood down below. We're going to look from it from a safe distance above. Usually walk all along here down below, no problem, Einav Dat. Today it's totally flooded. The flash flood. Looking at it safely from above. You have to be very careful. You always have to check beforehand the forecast this time of year in the winter. So it can be very dangerous if you're inside. David Melech was in the Midbar, and so he really got a lot of, and in general from nature, he got a lot of his inspiration, which he brought into Tehillim. You see a lot of nature mentioned throughout Tehillim. And so one example of that is Shuva Hashem Shevitenu Kapit Maneh, right? So which is that we're asking Hashem to redeem our captives just like the Afikim and the Neged. And the question is, what's the Afikim and the Neged, right? First of all, who are these captives? So one explanation is that we're talking about the people who were exiled and were not yet able to return to Eretz Yisrael. But we don't want them to just come back one by one, little bit, every year, a couple people. We're talking about Am Yisrael coming back, right? We really want the full Geula. And the question is, sometimes that seems very hard to see. It looks like it's very far off. We look at some of the darker elements around us, and it's hard to see how much light there really is and how close we can be, right? But the thing is, you can have a beautiful day out, not a cloud in the sky, and no sign of rain, and then all of a sudden, Afikim Baneged could be the flash floods, which come through here without rain in this area, because Hashem's salvation can come in the blink of an eye, right? So even when we least expect it, Hashem could really bring us back. That's of course not holding me back. Keeping in mind that today, it's unprecedented. We're talking about plane loads of Jewish people coming back to Eretz Yisrael from Chutz La'aretz, from all over the world, every single year. So we're literally looking at what could be the footsteps of Mashiach, B'ezrat Hashem, if we're with.